Mercedes-Benz is the pioneer of vehicle safety. Many safety systems which are included as standard today were introduced first in a Mercedes-Benz. Today, our vehicles are full of intelligent technology, which can even prevent certain rear-end collisions without any driver input. The Active Distance Assist Distronic not only increases comfort, but also safety. It provides support in maintaining a safe distance and makes the traffic flow more evenly. The Active Brake Assist has been included in every Mercedes-Benz for years. It tells the driver if the distance is too small and can also provide a collision warning. With emergency braking, the assistance system can mitigate or even prevent an accident. Pre-safe is the protective reflex of the vehicle, which uses a set of measures to prepare you for an accident. In some situations, an accident cannot be prevented. In case of emergency, your Mercedes has crumple zones, a particularly stable passenger compartment, seat belts, and airbags. You benefit from our experience of more than 50 years of accident research. An accident is always a challenging situation. Pressing the button will initiate an emergency call. When you are involved in a severe crash with your own car, this may happen automatically. You will be addressed by an employee of the Mercedes Emergency Center in the language you have set in your media system, wherever you are. Car-to-X communication extends the horizon of vehicle sensors thanks to the exchange of information with other vehicles. In this way, your Mercedes can provide an early warning about imminent dangers. With the help of this technology, supported by the mobile phone network, potential dangers on the route can be communicated between vehicles. The Car-to-X warnings are displayed directly on the navigation map. This is particularly useful when the course of the road is unclear. In addition, your vehicle also alerts you about certain dangers with a voice warning.
Risk of skidding.
Dangers such as breakdowns, accidents, black ice, fog, and heavy rain can be detected automatically. Danger zones such as black ice can be notified to the road patrol services via the back end. They can then adapt their clearing and gritting measures accordingly. Active Lane Change Assist assists you on multi-lane motorways which are stored in MBUX when Active Distance Assist Distronic is activated. When you indicate to change lanes, the system checks whether the conditions for changing lanes are right. The lane change to the left or right is only supported if the sensors do not detect any vehicles in the safety zone and there are appropriate lane markings. If the conditions for changing lanes are met, the system assists your steering when changing into the required adjacent lane. Monitoring takes place to ascertain whether these conditions remain in place. For example, that you are steering at the same time and that the lane markings are present. When driving in tailbacks, the emergency corridor function becomes active. On motorways at speeds under 60 km per hour, the vehicle applies swarm intelligence to take its bearings from vehicles in the surrounding area, as well as from the detected lane markings. Your Mercedes is an example for others and forms an emergency corridor at an early stage, irrespective of other vehicles. This means that emergency crews can get past as quickly as possible. Active Emergency Stop Assist can brake your Mercedes to a standstill and even change lanes to the right on motorways. If there is no driver input on the steering wheel or pedals for a prolonged period, the assistant visually and acoustically prompts you to put your hands on the steering wheel. This happens irrespective of road category and activation status. If you do not react to this prompt, the speed will be reduced safely. In addition, a braking jolt and a brief tightening of the seatbelt make you aware of the situation. Once the lane is changed, the hazard warning lights are activated at speeds below 60 km per hour to warn the traffic behind of the situation. The assistance system is disabled as soon as you retake control of the vehicle. If your Mercedes comes to a standstill, the parking brake is activated automatically and the doors are unlocked in order to give first aiders access. The Mercedes-Benz emergency call system is also activated. These functions offer you comfort, driver stress relief, and safety in new dimensions. Your Mercedes also keeps its eye on the lane. The active lane change assist can prevent accidents due to unintentionally leaving a lane. If the lane markings are crossed unintentionally between 60 and 250 km per hour, the steering wheel vibrates as an indication for you to countersteer. Up to approximately 200 km per hour, your Mercedes is additionally guided back into the lane via a cooperative steering intervention. Transform stress over tight parking spaces into complete calm. With Remote Parking Assist, you can park your Mercedes from outside the vehicle by using your smartphone. In addition to the added convenience of getting in and out of the car easily, minor damage caused by opening the vehicle doors can also be avoided. The assistant makes it easier for you to find a parking space. If a vacant space is detected, your Mercedes can park forwards and backwards in longitudinal and perpendicular parking spaces, automatically and confidently, either sitting inside the vehicle via media display or outside via smartphone. To do this, you select the vehicle and activate the parking procedure. Within an area of approximately 3 meters around the vehicle, you can carry out the desired parking procedure with a continuous confirmation gesture, while keeping a permanent eye on the situation. This assistant can of course help you while parking in and out of garages. In combination with Blind Spot Assist, the integrated rear cross traffic alert can detect an approaching vehicle or other road users in the critical area when parking out of a perpendicular parking space. A warning occurs, and if necessary, your Mercedes can trigger an autonomous emergency braking. Overall, the active parking assistant can help in the same way with guided entry and exit, and even sideways when parking and maneuvering. For example, collisions with detected pedestrians or cyclists can be prevented around the vehicle. If there is no driver reaction, an autonomous braking can be applied. In this way, your Mercedes can also help to increase road safety when parking. Additional safety in urban traffic. Active Brake Assist warns you of an imminent risk of collision with vehicles, pedestrians, or cyclists. It can boost the braking power depending on the situation, and, if necessary, intervene with autonomous braking. If your Mercedes detects such a collision danger, for example with a crossing cyclist, a visual and audible warning can be triggered. Active Brake Assist reacts to dangerous situations at speeds up to approximately 60 km per hour. At typical urban speeds, accidents can thus be avoided or reduced in severity with autonomous braking, or, if you brake too gently, with situation-appropriate boosting of the braking power. This protects you and other road users in critical situations. In addition to emergency braking, your Mercedes also assists you with controlled evasive maneuvers and realigning your vehicle afterwards. If you initiate an evasive maneuver consciously or instinctively in a dangerous situation, Evasive Steering Assist can support you. Precisely calculated steering torques help you to evade the detected pedestrian in a controlled manner, and subsequently ease to straighten up the vehicle again. As well as evading pedestrians, the assistant also helps in situations with vehicles and cyclists, thus offering comprehensive protection. The congestion emergency braking function can also help in critical situations if there is no room for evasive maneuvers. Up to 130 km per hour, Active Brake Assist can offer you additional safety if the tail end of a traffic jam is detected. Following a warning, your Mercedes can immediately initiate autonomous emergency braking and thus reduce the speed up to 100 km per hour. By activating the adaptive brake lights when braking and the hazard warning lights when the vehicle is stationary, it is also possible to warn the traffic behind. A watchful eye to helping you to get through the jungle of signs. Active Speed Limit Assist detects prescribed speed limits and automatically adjusts the speed of your Mercedes. Speed limits detected via camera or stored in the navigation are presented in the instrument cluster and are automatically adopted by Active Distance Assist Distronic as the set speed. If the speed limits are stored in the map, they are taken into account proactively unless you decide otherwise. Not only frequent drivers know this precarious situation on the highway. After a curve, the tail end of a traffic jam suddenly appears. If active distance assist distronic is switched on, your Mercedes can react to information from live traffic, ideally before you or the sensors can detect the obstruction. In this case, the speed will be reduced comfortably to approximately 100 km per hour as a precaution. Not only on straight stretches, but also on twisting routes, in many situations, active distance assist distronic can comfortably adapt the driving speed to events on the route ahead. On a curving road, the driving speed is proactively adjusted by the assistant, with the emphasis on dynamism or comfort, depending on dynamic select. The speed is also adjusted ahead of intersections. Afterwards, your Mercedes accelerates to the stored set speed of the new detected speed limit. The driver assistance systems can thus make driving noticeably easier in many everyday situations. Your safety is our passion. Pre-Safe Impulse Side is a protective system that acts reflexively, shortly before a side impact occurs in order to reduce your risk of injury. Side impacts typically happen in urban or rural traffic. Your Mercedes can detect an imminent side impact using radar sensors. Shortly before the impact, a quickly inflated air cushion in the seat moves the driver or front passenger towards the center of the vehicle. Pre-Safe Impulse Side thus increases the distance from the source of danger and can reduce the risk of injury. In addition, the optional E-Active Body Control can even raise the body by up to 8 centimeters before the impact. The impact is therefore directed towards particularly rigid parts of the body structure. Pre-Safe Impulse Side works hand-in-hand with the side airbags, which can offer additional protection in a more severe accident. Also on rural roads, your Mercedes offers additional safety adjunctions with active brake